And we begin with breaking news on this broadcast. The Karnataka cabinet has decided to withdraw 52 criminal cases registered in various police stations across the state. Now, as per official sources, the withdrawn cases were filed against pro-Kannada organizations, farmers and their organizations, Dalit activists, among others. Now, these cases are cases, there are about 10 such cases against Kannada activist Vattal Nagaraj, and 8 such cases have been related to communal violence at the Ladle Mushtaq Dargah in Aland of Kalaburgi district, and this happened in the year 2022. So earlier, it was Assembly Speaker UT Khadar who had written to Home Minister of the state G. Parameswara seeking a review and possible withdrawal of the cases against those involved in mob violence in connection with the 2022 Ladle Mushtaq Dargah violence case, alleging that they were innocent. Meanwhile, the BJP has hit out at the Siddaramaiah government, saying that this is not the first time that the Karnataka government has done this. The BJP is calling this a case of appeasement politics.
This is not the first time Karnataka government cabinet has recommended withdrawal of riot cases, criminal cases against rioters in the Mushtaq Dargah case. Hundreds of accused will go and get a clean chit. In the name of vote bank politics, Congress has been doing this. Withdrew cases from PFI, SDPI, withdrew cases from rioters of Hubballi, those who attacked policemen, withdrew cases from MIM rioters. This is because they put vote bank niti above Rashtra niti. They give clean chit to terrorists. They give first right of preference for Muslim reservation, for Muslims in contracts, for Muslim colonies, Muslim budget. And in the name of vote bank politics, now they are giving clean chit to rioters because they belong to a particular community.
So the BJP has fired a stinging allegation. The BJP says that this reeks of appeasement politics because the Karnataka government is not the first time that they've taken back cases. And when it comes to cases involving alleged rioters, the Karnataka government goes soft. But the latest that we can tell our viewers is that the Karnataka cabinet has decided to withdraw 52 criminal cases that were registered in various police stations across the state. Among these 52 cases, as per official sources, these withdrawn cases were filed against pro-Kannada organizations, against farmers and their organizations, Dalit activists, among others. But the bone of contention here is a 2022 case. This is a case that includes a case against an activist called Vattal Nagaraj, 8 cases related to communal violence. So yes, the communal violence case and the fact that they have been withdrawn, the cases against the accused in the case have been withdrawn by the state government. This is a case related to the Ladle Mushtaq Dargah in Aland in Kalaburgi district in 2022. The BJP says the Congress government in Karnataka is going soft on rioters for appeasement politics. Now, earlier, giving you some more background of this particular case, Assembly Speaker UT Khadar had written to the State Home Minister, Mr. G. Parameswara, and in his appeal, he had sought a review and also possible withdrawal of cases against those who were involved in the mob violence in connection with the 2022 Ladle Mushtaq Dargah violence case. Going across to Neha, while 52 cases, the cabinet in Karnataka has decided to withdraw 52 cases. The board of contention here is the 2022 Ladle Mushtaq Dargah case. For viewers joining us on this broadcast, tell our viewers about what happened in that case, how many accused, how many were accused in that case for the state government. They said that there were innocent people who were in fact, there were innocent people against whom cases were filed, and now there should be a review and those cases should be taken back. But tell us about this particular incident that happened in Aland in Kalaburgi.
Well, of course, if we're looking at the decision on the whole here, the Karnataka cabinet has dropped 52 criminal cases. Of these, the cases pertain to, in fact, farmers, activists, Dalit, and now a concerning part of the cases that have been dropped happens to be that of where there was massive violence that we had seen in communal riots as well. Remember, of course, these particular 8 cases that have been dropped now listed numbers 35 to 42 in the list of cases there from the government document pertain to one incident that had taken place in Aland in Kalaburgi. This, of course, happened to be violence outside, in fact, the Ladle Mashak Dargah there in Aland. What, of course, had happened back in 2022, 4 years ago, still fresh in the minds of many, wherein we saw clashes between, of course, two groups there, with stones being pelted on the vehicles of, in fact, the district administration back then, as there were attempts to try and curtail the crowd. Remember, there were several serious sections that were invoked as a part of those cases there that were registered by the Aland police. However, after a letter a couple of days ago that was written by Assembly Speaker U.T. Khadar to the Home Minister, saying that many innocents from one community were framed in this particular case that took place. Now we're seeing that the Karnataka Cabinet Subcommittee here having taken that decision to drop these cases. About 8 cases pertaining to just this one incident from Kalaburgi now that have been dropped, but it really remains to be seen, of course, at this point in time, what kind of color this is going to take. Several, of course, pro-Hindu organizations here already opposing this, raising questions now about, how exactly these cases were dropped.
Right.
We'll really have to wait and see. The cabinet on its part, the law minister has defended this, saying many cases were politically colored and many others were against activists who have
once
fought.
again, Neha, just tell our viewers about the specific charges that were leveled against the accused. Now, you're talking about 8 cases. How many accused are we looking at? While the BJP says this is appeasement politics, this is an attempt to give a free run to those who were accused of rioting. How many accused pertaining to these 8 cases? Have all the cases against them been dropped? How many individuals in this case could get reprieve now that the state has dropped those cases?
Well, again, of course, if we're looking at the larger picture here, remember at least about 10 cases against pro-Kannada activist Vatal Nagaraj alone have been dropped. And other than that, of course, as far as the Aland or the Kalaburgi incident is concerned, 8 cases here have been dropped. Now, of course, while there were quite a few serious charges that were leveled in these cases pertaining to the Aland incident, given that there was damage to, of course, government property, there was damage to vehicles here of officials, there was stone pelting that we saw, there was, in fact, communal violence as well that broke out, very serious charges.
Right.
How many people exactly, of course, are going to be getting relief from this still remains unclear at this point, given that there were different cases that were filed.
All right.
But
so
it really remains to be
been dropped. We're going to get you more details of how many people were in fact involved in those 8 cases and cases against how many people have been dropped. But in total, it is the Karnataka government that has now taken back more than 50 cases, 52 criminal cases withdrawn that have been withdrawn. These were cases that were registered in various police stations across the state. Going across to S. Prakash of the Bharatiya Janata Party, who's joining us on this broadcast. Mr. Prakash, the state government's decision to withdraw more than 50 cases, criminal cases registered across police stations in the state. How do you have to react to it?
It is very unfortunate. Siddaramaiah government, without applying its mind, purely on the appeasement politics, they are withdrawing the serious cases registered against several miscreants. Particularly when there is a communal raids, damage to the properties, and even those involved in it, cases have been withdrawn, means it is after the Davanagere bipole, the Congress is going out of the way to please the one particular community. Withdrawing the cases, political cases, is a normal course for any political party in any state. But withdrawing the cases only on communal basis is highly deplorable.
Mr. Prakash, you are saying that this is nothing but an attempt at appeasement politics by the Congress government. But the Congress government and the Home Minister of Karnataka, there are reasons to believe, there were appeals made to the Home Minister of Karnataka where there are reasons to believe that these were politically motivated cases. How do you respond to that allegation?
No, whenever they want to withdraw the cases, this remark is they make it. Even they withdrew the cases against the PFI in the previous regime. The same excuse was given. Mr. Paramanesh should also produce the document or the report of the DGP or any other law agencies for accepting the withdrawal of the cases against these anti-social elements. In the interest of the Karnataka, cases, serious cases, withdrawal will only precipitate the law and order situation in the state. It will be the people who suffer on account of it. Government should exert wisdom in taking such decision. No, they should not take the decision only on the political considerations.
All right. Thank you, Mr. S. Prakash, for joining us. So this decision of the Karnataka government already triggering a huge political firestorm. Going across to my colleague Neha, who has more details of this particular case. So, Neha, when the riots had broken out in Aland, in Kalaburgi, reports are suggesting that there were over 167 individuals who were arrested. Break down more details, because right now the specific allegation leveled by the BJP is the fact that this is nothing but an attempt by the Congress government to appease one community, to appease the minority community. Give us more details of the riots that broke out back then.
Well, yes, of course, what we're picking up right now is that, as far as the BJP is concerned, the politics around this has broken out at large. We're seeing the BJP blaming the government here, remember, of appeasement, saying that they're trying to appease a particular community that was involved in this particular Aland incident. But, of course, one must remember here that the Congress government on its part also has maintained that many of these cases were politically motivated. They have, in fact, even gone on to drop cases against, in fact, Vatal Nagraj and other Dalit and pro-Kannada organizations as well.
So there are Hindu organizations who are now, up in arms. They are accusing the Congress government in the state of trying to please one community. This, remember, happened in the year 2022 when the BJP government was in power. And right now, the decision of the Congress government here has triggered massive politics. Thank you so much, Neha, for joining us on this broadcast. With that, it's time for us to take a short commercial break.